Hello, hello, friend. Welcome back to the Awakening Her podcast. How are you doing today? I hope you're well. I hope you're hydrated. I hope you're rested. And no matter how you are, how you're coming in today, I am grateful that you are here. Welcome. Today, we are talking about how to make the most of the last few months of 2024. And if you're listening to this in the future or some completely other time, hello from the past. This is still going to help you to move forward in a short amount of time. It's going to help you to navigate the next few months of your life and move you forward toward your goals. So I am so excited you're here. If you are new to the show, hey, as I said, my name is Talia Joy. I'm an intuitive, and we talk all about manifestation and the something more behind manifestation. Tapping into your intuition, connecting with your spirit team, living in purpose, healing, and ultimately becoming everything you're meant to be, because that is manifestation. Manifestation mastery is self-mastery. And so we don't just talk about the vision boards and the manifestation lists, although I like me a good list. We also talk about what it takes to truly align with that version of yourself, because let's be real. This is the lifetime that you go big. This is the lifetime that you've been waiting for. You've been preparing for this. All through this lifetime, all through previous lifetimes, this is it, my love. And whether your big life is a small cottage on a farm with a garden, or maybe your big life is touring the world, either way, it comes from inner transformation. The fact that you keep changing and shifting and that you're not the person you even were a year or 2 or 10 ago, right? It's that transformation that you're truly meant for. And that, of course, does translate into abundance or success or love and all of the things that you've been going for. As this is being recorded and released, we are coming up on 3 months left of the year. This is pretty crazy because, of course, every January 1st, we're like, this year's going to be the year. 2024 was quite a dense year, and I'm going to offer you 10 different things that you can really, take in, focus on, ways for you to glide into 2025 already having momentum. Because around here, we're not waiting. We're not waiting till Monday. We're not waiting till January 1st, like new year, new me. I'm all about, clean starts. I love a good new year. I love the first of the month. I love the new moon, right? But we don't wait. It's kind of like saying, I'm going to smoke 3 packs of cigarettes now and quit on Monday. It's just probably not going to work. So when we don't wait, when we start doing it now, this is where we start to pick up serious momentum. And between now and the beginning of 2025, you could be in a completely different place. You could be seeing results even more than you already are. You could be in that pocket of a daily practice, of having momentum, of starting to experience more abundance. You could be clicked in and on fire in just 3 months. It's completely possible. And that's what we're going to talk about today. Okay, so if you're ready to dive in, I'm ready to dive in. So grab your coffee, your tea, your iced coffee, your iced tea, whatever you've got going on today, and let's dive in. Hey, beautiful soul. Welcome to the Awakening Her podcast. I am so grateful that you've been led here, and I'm so excited for you that you're answering the call to manifest more magic in your life. My name is Talia Joy, and I am committed to showing you exactly how to manifest more excitement, ease, success, abundance, confidence, love, and anything else you've been craving. So if you're ready to go on a magical journey of spiritual and self-growth to manifest the life you're meant for, we are now besties. Let's dive in. Okay, welcome back. So before I dive in, I want to mention 2 things that are coming up. One of them is about forecast readings, which many of you absolutely love. But first, I'm excited to share about the Momentum Tribe. I am so excited for this. The Momentum Tribe is going to take you through the last 10 weeks of 2024 and into the first 2 weeks of 2025. So the Momentum Tribe is about real momentum, not just talking about our dreams, but actually stepping into them together. It's about lasting change. It's about getting unblocked. It's about committing to yourself and your goals and your dreams in a deep way that is aligned and that is really going to move you forward. So you're going to have the support of a community. We're going to experience that collective growth as well as live calls. So quickly for the tangibles, we are going to have 3 Zoom calls per month. This is a 12-week experience. Those live calls are going to be a place where we dive into the weekly themes. There's going to be some teaching, of course, ample space to receive direct support, to ask my team of light anything you need to, and everything you need to stay on track. You're going to have that ongoing support for 12 weeks, a dedicated space for community and accountability between calls so that you're always connected, you're always moving forward. We're also going to have 1 integration week per month where we don't have a call, and it's dedicated to integrating the progress we've made, integrating the guidance you've received, integrating the tools you've been learning to deeply align with your intentions and see yourself move forward. So, we're going to talk about things like daily practices, energetic alignment, quantum leaping, of course, manifestation, goal embodiment, and how to keep momentum going, how to move forward toward the goals and desires you have on your heart. So, if you've been feeling stuck or stagnant and not quite sure how to move forward from this place you're in right now, this is definitely for you. If you've been experiencing feeling like you're doing this self-growth and spiritual growth journey alone, my love, you are not alone. This is definitely the container for you. If you've been struggling with self-doubt or inconsistency, often starting strong with your goals but then losing momentum, this is really going to help you. And if you've been thinking about the new year coming and really wanting to make the most of this last bit of 2024 and strutting your cute little butt into 2025, this is definitely for you. I can't wait to help you gain momentum, gaining clarity, and most important, moving forward. Whether it's your business, your health, relationships, self-love, healing, this is absolutely the space for you. It's a space of transformation and growth, spiritual manifestation, self-growth, all the things. So I'm going to pop a link below, and that is for an application. I'm going to make this program quite low cost. Of course, that's subjective, but compared to other 3-month containers, compared to coaching containers you see, this is going to be very affordable. And I'm also making it application only to make sure that the right people come into this space. So if you're interested, you can fill out an application below. There's never any pressure. Just want to make sure that you're a match, that I'm a match for you and your goals, to just make sure that you're getting into the right container. So I would love to see you in the Momentum Tribe. Definitely check the link below if that calls to you. Okay, and then the last thing I want to mention, and then I promise we're getting back into the episode, I want to mention that forecast readings are back. Oh my goodness, this is one of my most popular offers ever. They sell out every single year. They're definitely going to sell out again. And these readings are where we tap into the energy for you for 2025. I give you a 12-card spread where you're getting a month-by-month breakdown, channeled insights from your team regarding your highest timeline, your goals, how to make the most of the year ahead. And I cannot tell you these are so potent, and again, the thing I get the most feedback and the most excitement about. It's really cool. So because these readings take a lot of time and focus and energy, I really put my all into them. I can only do a limited number, and they always sell out. So what I'm doing is I'm opening them up early this year and adding a special bonus. So if you were going to get one in December anyway, and it feels right to get one now, instead of the usual 12-month reading, I'm going to put in an extra couple of months. So basically, I want to hear, once you purchase, I want to hear your goals and your desires. And then I'm going to include an extra reading that is a channeled reading for now. Basically, for now until the end of the year. So again, you're hitting 2025 with momentum. Then you get the full 12-card spread for 2025. So if you've been thinking about it and you want to jump in now, you will get that extra reading of how to make the most of the last couple months from your spirit team, with the understanding of we want to move you into your highest timeline in the shortest amount of time possible. So forecast readings are open. So if you're considering a forecast reading anyway, you may want to consider getting it now so that you get those extra bonuses. So a link for that, as well as the Momentum Tribe application, are all below, and I encourage you to check them out, and I can't wait to support you in the journey to your highest timeline. All right, so let's talk about the 10 things that you can do to make the most out of 2024. As we're talking about, it's kind of a theme of this episode, to make the most of 2024 and end the year strong. So, number one is to reflect on what you've already accomplished, learned, moved through this year. So, the reason why I'm starting here is because honestly, we don't do this enough. We are so focused on what's next that we forget to honor what we've already done. We forget to acknowledge what we've been through, right? So take some time to either sit down or reflect with yourself whenever you can to think about the three things, or maybe there's 10 things, who knows, but to think about just three things that come to mind that you've accomplished or moved through this year. It could be anything. It could be something you manifested, maybe you invested in yourself, maybe you had a huge shift internally, maybe there was a habit that you released or a challenge that you faced that you moved through. Do not minimize your progress, because also in this journey, your soul is always learning and we're always going through assignments, right? We talked about that in the previous episode. So, as you learn things, as you move through things, there's wisdom in there. And we have, I can't get too far into it because we have a lot to cover in this episode, but we have patterns. So, as you move through something and overcome it, or you move through something and learn, Source Spirit, your soul, is asking you to take the medicine from what you learned, what got you through that thing, and to continue applying it to the year ahead, which is what we're going to talk about in the next point. But basically, like as we go through things, right, grow through what you go through, as I always say. So, say in June, you really moved through something tough, but through it, you found grace with yourself, or you managed to move through a stressful thing, but still maintain your self care. And that's something you wouldn't have done. To really acknowledge that and to sit in that and go, wow, even though this year threw me curveballs, I really did maintain a good amount of self care or self compassion. That in itself is so big that when we acknowledge it and really make it count, we honor it, we celebrate it, we also realize that that's part of what is going to make you successful in the next few months. That's going to help you move forward in the next few months. It's kind of like taking a vitamin, right? You get the benefit of it, but when you continue taking it, you continue to reap the benefit. So we don't just learn things once, we learn things and it's actually meant to become integrated and starts to be part of our power. So the first thing I want you to do is to reflect on this year and really be honest with yourself. Where did you stretch yourself? Where did you manifest something? Where did you, shift something that you were doing? Where and how are you different or evolved or, moving forward from where you were before? And even as I said, those really challenging things, because this year was really challenging for a lot of people. There was loss. There was a lot going on with the economy, different dynamics, people like feeling stuck, a lot of old shit coming up, a lot of healing to be done. So you might have felt like 2024 was a messy year, but I want to encourage you to look past that and see how you've shifted, see how far you've come. And if that year, like whatever 2024 has been for you, if that would have happened 5 years ago or 10 years ago, you would have reacted differently. So that's the place we really want to reflect on how far we've actually come. Okay, number 2 is backing on that one. It's to honor what you've learned. So growth, it's not glamorous, okay? It's not just, oh, look at me, I was in debt and now I have $1 million, tickety boo, right? It's not. It's messy and it's uncomfortable and we get pushed past our growth edges. Sometimes things crumble in front of us and we're left dismantled on the floor trying to figure out what the fuck is going on. But through all of this, we learn. So even if 2024 was a huge positive year for you, maybe you reached new heights in your business, or maybe you started your book, or you met somebody special, or you created new lasting connections. No matter what it's been, what you've learned, again, is meant to be taken forward. So maybe you've learned how to trust yourself more. Maybe you've learned how to create boundaries. Maybe you've learned more about manifestation, the power of your energy. Maybe you've learned how to honor your body more. I want you to start to think about and maybe even write down, if you really want to make it real, the 3 or however many key lessons that you've learned this year. Even if you don't feel like you're mastering them right now, what have you learned? What has this year been schooling you in? When we honor these lessons, we anchor into the growth we've experienced. And then, as I said, we take this into the next chapter. So we don't just start fresh every month with nothing, right? Everything is building. And what we learned in June or February or August, it comes in now and it's to be applied now. So I want you to start to think of the key things that you've learned, because your soul is asking you to take them into your goals, into your dreams, into your next chapter and what's next for you next year, in the next few months, all of it. So, number 3 is to set aligned intentions. So, of course, we talk about setting intentions. Also, people talk about New Year's resolutions, right? Sometimes this is more about what we should be doing, coming from our ego or society, or again, January 1st, I'm going to change my life. But instead of that, I want to start thinking about aligned intentions. And I like to think about, if I was sitting with you and you were gonna, we're gonna be working together one-on-one or something, I would ask you not just what your goals are, but what feels next for you. So what feels next for you? What are you on the precipice of? Not just, I want to, like, the goals would be like, I want to make 20K months. I want to travel to Spain. I want to meet a soulmate. And those are great. But what feels next for you? What do you feel ready for? Even if you're scared. Maybe you do feel ready to really bring in more income. Maybe you feel ready to stop playing small and explode your business. Maybe you feel ready for a partner, for a soulmate, because you've been doing so much, inner work or healing. Maybe you feel ready to really devote to your body and have 2025 and the next, the next chapter be your healthiest chapter. Maybe it's spiritual growth. Maybe it's receptive energy of receiving more of life in general, abundance, connection, support, all of it. Does it feel like you're ready to take deeper care of your body? Do you feel ready to dive deeper into a solid daily practice? Is it about investing in yourself? Is it about entertaining, starting that business, or, writing the book or starting the blog or whatever it is? I want you to ask that instead of just, what are my goals? What should I do? What are my intentions vaguely? I want to ask you, what feels next for you? Thinking about this year, thinking about what you've been through in the last, 6, 8, 10 months, what feels next for you? What are you on the precipice of? What is your soul calling you for in this next part of your journey? So, number 4 is about creating a daily practice that nourishes you. So I'm going to highly recommend, if you want to create momentum, and we're going to talk about this in the momentum tribe, like hardcore. If you want to create momentum, you need to understand that momentum is created inside. And it's not just all of the actions we take. It's not just all the stuff we do out there. It's how we commit to ourselves. It's how we connect to ourselves. So a daily practice that nourishes you, I want to challenge you to think of, what is a daily practice that I could do that brings me into a place of calm, peace, safety, and security, okayness, inner Tahiti, however you want to say it. And this is more like journaling, meditating, sitting in stillness with your morning coffee, reflecting. Maybe it's about somatic practices or having a long bath or a slow walk in the forest. These are daily practices that are usually going to be slower and more mindful and more spiritual in a way, not meaning the practice has to be spiritual, but even if you're walking slowly in nature, you're connecting to the medicine of nature. You're connecting to your spirit, whether you realize it or not. So this practice is about nurturing your spirit, nurturing your cells, nurturing your nervous system. And this is where manifestation truly starts. Because if we're always in go, 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 if we're always in, manifesting from the outside, basically, just hustling, we're never going to get to that place where we truly feel good, which means we won't be as receptive, we won't be as open. And even if we make a little bit more money, we're not going to be in that place of feeling really good inside our skin, inside our body, inside our life, with our confidence. It's going to always feel like something's missing. So a daily practice that nourishes you could be something that has been missing in your journey so far. So again, it's something that's going to bring you into calm, into zen, into okayness. And I've been making this deep intention lately that every single day I'm connecting to the stillness within. That's different than writing out a manifestation list. It's totally different. It's different than taking aligned action in my business. It's totally different. It's a daily practice that nourishes the deepest part of me. So, number 5 is now a daily practice that nourishes your goals. And this is the place where you do the practice that you may already have been doing, or this is where we encourage you to specifically move forward daily on your goals. So, if you have a goal around health, this could be going for a walk. It could be hiring a personal trainer. It could be doing Pilates, taking your vitamins, drinking more water. It's daily practices that are for you and your goals. So inspired action in your business, inspired action in your life, asking for the promotion, going out and, intentionally meeting somebody. These things move you forward toward your goals. But I just want to say, if we're not balancing it with the other type of daily practice, then we tend to get lost in hustle. We tend to get lost in efforting, which actually is not a receptive energy. So we need to make sure that we're touching base with the deepest part of who we are, but then also having practices that specifically take us forward toward our goals. Right? So if you're looking to create more abundance, taking an action that directly helps you to make more money, maybe it's even, selling some of the things you have that you're not using anymore, or raising your rates, or asking for a promotion. Those are all, daily practices, or just practices, things you can do that move you toward your goals. But without the abundance work on receptivity, on valuing yourself, feeling good, feeling excited in life, feeling open, feeling receptive. All of these things are the energetic side of abundance, which is literally just as important, because without that energetic side, we could be efforting all day and not feeling like we're actually making the progress that we're looking for. Number 4 was a daily practice that nourishes you. And number 5 is a daily practice that nourishes your goals. Okay, number 6 is building momentum with consistent action. So we're talking about these daily practices, and this is where I can't talk about this enough. Momentum is created by consistent energy. So like a snowball rolling down a hill, a car rolling down a hill, water rolling down, water drops rolling down a window, whatever else you want to think of with momentum. It's about energy that is being fed and fed and fed so consistently that transformation starts to happen, or energetic momentum starts to pick up, right? So it's like at first a snowball is rolling slowly, and then as it picks up momentum, it gets rolling faster and faster, picking up snow. It's getting bigger and bigger, right? Obviously, you know what momentum is. That takes a consistent feeding of the energy. And it does not have to be massive steps every single day. It often, actually, the more potent way is incremental upgrades that align with your goal. So think of it as stoking a fire. Every step you take adds fuel. Even showing up for yourself for 10 minutes adds fuel. So every single day, not in hustle, but in focus and excitement, we want to be taking consistent action. So sometimes that consistent action is being really compassionate with ourselves. Consistent action isn't just about out there and doing all these big, bold things, but it is about consistently showing up for your goals. Your goals and your dreams are meant for you, and they're important. And when you show up to your goals and dreams and fuel them and feed them and stoke the fire, there is no other option but for them to flourish. So think about working out at the gym. If you do consistently go to the gym, you're going to start to experience change. If you consistently, even if it's a lower weight, if you consistently do bicep curls, the bicep will change. Like, that's the part where sometimes we go like, I don't know what to do, or is this even going to happen? But there is a physical part of like, when you go to the gym, you will start to experience results. When you align your energy, all of the universal laws and the whole entire way this experience works will have your back. When you shift your energy, your life shifts every single time. So there are some parts of this experience that are like, Facts. So, as we build momentum with consistent action and we show up every day for ourselves and our business and our vision and whatever else you've got going on, we stoke the fire. And that makes our success inevitable. Consistent action also involves those daily practices of showing up for ourselves: belief, trust, faith, hiring somebody when you don't know how to do it, or figuring it out, or continuing to move forward instead of being stuck in freeze. So if you decide to join the Momentum Tribe, I know there's going to be a couple people, including myself, that sometimes when shit hits the fan, we freeze. And it's important to gently and in a titrated way move out of the freeze so that we can continue moving forward and get back on the path. Because freezing often ends up being why we stop making progress. And then we freeze, then maybe we need to numb or cope or whatever, and we kind of get quote unquote off the wagon. But when we learn how to very gently, very safely bring ourselves back, then we just stay consistent and it becomes much easier to stay consistent. Okay, number 7 is to visualize, imagine, start getting familiar with, activate, embody, however you want to say it, your future self in January. I want you to go to right now, as if you're on a timeline, go to the second week of January when the Momentum Tribe is wrapping up. And I want you to think about looking back and going like, oh my goodness, starting in October or whatever, I really got serious about my goals and I started really nurturing myself in a different way and showing up for myself and what I'm here for in a different way. Holy crap, look at how much progress. I want you to imagine yourself looking back at the last 3 months, going, holy man, because I know you've done this before, where you've looked back and gone, oh my goodness, so much has changed in the last year, the last 5 years. Those times when you go, I am a completely different person than I was a month ago, a year ago. Take that energy and apply it and imagine yourself the second week of January looking back. And then starting to dive into like, who did you become? What is this version of you, which really is the true you? It is just your authentic self. It's you, not different than you. But what does this version of you feel like? What are they doing differently? Imagine the excitement. Imagine being proud of yourself. Imagine how they walk, how they talk, how they make decisions, how they commit to themselves, what they're spending their money on, how they devote to their daily practice. And the more you practice getting familiar with that future self, especially in January, the more you start to close that gap and bring it into reality. There's an NLP technique where they talk about imagining the end result, as in, say, I'm about to give a big talk and I'm really nervous. Imagining the end result of the moment the talk is done and I'm off stage and I'm like, oh my God, that went so well. I'm so proud of myself. I mean, this is a manifestation technique, but in NLP, they talk about how powerful that is to anchor into a positive end result and then kind of to work backwards, right? So I want you just right now, and if you're a journaler, you can journal later today on this, but I want you to imagine yourself in the second week of January, looking back, thinking about the current struggle you're in or lack of clarity or whatever's going on, and you have busted through that. And you've busted through that by showing up for yourself. That's what we want to start to dive into. How did she show up for herself, or this version of you? How did they show up for themselves? What did they do differently? What does committing to themselves look like? So I want you to start to think about that and allow that version of you to pull you, to guide you, to help you to navigate the next few months so that when it comes, you have like this whole quantum moment of like, oh my gosh, here we are, the second week of January. I've been focusing on this and I feel so much better. I'm making more money. I feel progress in my goals. Holy crap, it's real. So start to visualize and embody that. Okay, number 8 is staying accountable and tracking your progress. So if you're going to make the most amount of progress in the next couple months, I'm really highly going to suggest accountability and creating a system to track your progress. So this is going to be really different depending on, person to person. Accountability can be telling a friend that this is what you're doing and checking in with them. It could be finding a spiritual or business bestie or self-growth running buddy that you go through the journey together. It could, of course, be the Momentum Tribe, where I'm going to help you to stay on that path no matter what life throws at you. But either way, a little bit of accountability really goes a long way. So you could be, checking in with a mentor, you could be telling your partner, you could be telling a friend, you could join a Facebook group about it or whatever that really resonates with you, but some sort of accountability, because those are the things that help us on the days when we feel low confidence. So if we feel low energy, and we go to someone being like, oh, I'm having a hard day. And, my style and in the Momentum Tribe, it's not about just F and do it. That's not accountability. It's saying, I see you. I hear you. I can imagine that this is tough and this is hard. And I want to remind you of what you're meant for. I want to remind you of how sweet it's going to be being in that end result and how you are worth it and how what is one small thing you can do today to stay on track. That's the type of accountability that you need, is that real life accountability on those days when you just don't feel like it, because that happens to all of us. So accountability helps you to stay focused and then having some sort of system to track your progress. I recommend having a calendar that you write on or check off or color in a box or whatever. It could be a journal. It could be, a buddy, the accountability, whatever it is. It could be an app. There's lots of habit trackers and different types of apps out there where you can track your progress and you can look at and check out, how have I been moving forward? What types of things have I been doing? And there's lots of ways to do this in a way that doesn't make you feel pressured or hustly or whatever, but some sort of way to track your progress. I do these things where I commit to, 20 days of Kundalini or 30 days of yoga or 30 days of meditation or something. And I'll write on my calendar like a symbol, and I have this big wall calendar, and I'll put a symbol on every single day that I meditate, or if I do Kundalini or self-care or whatever, I will put a little thing. And then as I see it add up in the week, it makes it really excited. And then I look at last week and the week before. And then as I keep going, I'm like, holy man, look at how many hearts are on my calendar. Look at how many colored boxes. And it really helps me to be my own cheerleader and to be confident and to be excited. So number 8, they've proven this over and over and over again, that accountability really does make you, I think it's, I should look it up. I think it's 80 or 90%. I shouldn't quote it. You should go look it up, but it's a huge amount that it makes you likely to be successful when you have accountability compared to not. So it's a huge difference. I know that I need my bestie or a business group or my mentor or whatever. It helps so much. So number 8 is to stay accountable and to track your progress in a way that feels good. So number 9 is focusing on incremental upgrades, like atomic habit style. So transformation doesn't always come from big, sweeping, expensive changes. It comes from incremental upgrades. So even in this past year, I've invested in a couple different mentors working on different things. Those investments moved me forward huge, yes. But everything in between was me integrating it. All of the yogas, all of the vitamins I've taken, all of my spiritual fast days, all of the stretching, all of the meditating, all of the channeling for myself, all the stuff I've done has added up to make me where I am and who I am right now today. So the big things, like, as I said, the expensive things or the investments, yes, those are huge. But true transformation is made in the everyday moments. And if you can't invest in yourself or you can't go on that crazy expensive retreat, it absolutely doesn't mean you can't change your life. So incremental upgrades are the thing. That's what the cool kids are doing. So you might as well do it. So one small thing each day, as I said, staying focused, taking those, everyday actions, from drinking more water, taking an extra 5 minutes for self-care, being committed to your meditation, being committed to showing up in your business, all these things that align with your goals all put you in the right trajectory. And some people think these are tiny shifts or tiny actions, but they compound over time. That is momentum. It also is what creates confidence. Confidence is not something that you just have out of the womb. Actually, action creates confidence, and that's crazy. Action creates confidence, and often we feel like we're not confident enough to act. but action is actually the thing that creates confidence. So tiny shifts over time not only move you forward, but help to create confidence that really helps to bring, more potency and receptivity and magnetism into your life. The feeling of, look at me showing up for myself, that is so magnetic to the universe, to, your boss who's considering giving you a raise, or friends, or the partner you're looking for. That feeling of like, I show up for me is so powerful. I show up for my goals. My goals are worth it. So focus on the power of incremental upgrades. Okay, so the last one is surrounding yourself with the right forward energy. So, what we're talking about here is really surrounding yourself with the right energy to get to where you want to go. Have you ever heard that saying that your income is the average of the 5 people you hang around with most? And how most people go like, whoa, because your tribe is your vibe. Who you surround yourself with, whether we want to or not, it gets in your head. So it's fine to have a bestie who's struggling, who's always kind of struggling with dating or whatever, or to have a sister or a friend who's, not everybody around you always has it figured out. I know I don't have it all figured out, but when you want to move forward, you have to surround yourself with people that are in that belief and in that energy. So, for example, if business is really tight, if it's gone down this year or something, if you're only focusing on other people who are like, yeah, the economy sucks and coaching's dead and there's no way we're going to make it. Did you know only 1% of coaches make enough to live off of? I remember I was told that so many times. I'm like, okay, cool, stats, but that doesn't apply to me because I know that I'm meant for big things. And so even if I was around those people and currently I'm, experiencing a bad economy or whatever, when I get around people that are going, even if the economy is bad, you can still show up. Or even if, you are new to the biz, you can still be successful. Or even if you're 25, you can be a valuable life coach or whatever, right? There's so many people that will focus on what we can't do and being stuck because misery likes company, lower vibes, gossip and all that. It all attracts each other. So it's not about being only around successful, positive people, but when you have a goal, and I'm just talking you to me here because I am someone who is here for unrealistic results. And in a world that functions with that's not realistic, or oh, I haven't done that before, or oh, it's all downhill after 40, or women can't do that, or these people can't, F all of that. You are here for explosive, not normal results in your life. So you cannot be always surrounding yourself with people and with narratives that are going to bring you down into the limits of the world. So maybe you have, as I said, a friend or people in your family that are habitually negative or not moving forward or stuck. Fine. We can learn how to make space for them, give them support, or like say, oh, I really hear you. That really sucks. But it's so important to also be around people that call your energy higher, whether it's in belief, whether it's in manifestation or abundance or health. Being around people that are saying, you can do this. You're not alone. People who say, I'm doing it. So literally that means you can do it. Or yeah, I experienced that same thing and this is how I moved through it, instead of just staying in that. And I am personally so protective over my energy. And people in my real life, like friends, family, people that come around and like, oh, the economy. And oh, I'm in Canada and they talk about how there's this whole middle class people, and I'm sure it's everywhere, but there's the middle class is getting so big and people are struggling so much that it's like a small amount of people are actually, abundant enough to feel whatever. So anytime I start hearing this stuff, oh, it's so hard to survive here. Oh, it's impossible to be wealthy with taxes and because, the economy. I just can't. I can't. And it's not about ignoring the economy. What I'm saying is if I was around all those people, I'm also a human design reflector with all open centers, so that's part of it. But if I was only around those people, guess where my head goes? And when I start dreaming and visualizing and seeing for myself, like unrealistic results, but everyone around me is going, nope, that's not possible. How can you expect yourself to rise? So this is why either being in a group or mentorship, or it's a friend in your life that has overcome, a friend in your life that has walked a similar path that goes like, yeah, I know it's tough. This is what I did, or you can do it. Even if your family isn't doing it, even if nobody you actually know has been a millionaire by 25 or turned it all around at 50. You need to be around people who are saying that is possible, or else it is so easy, especially if you're an empath, it's so easy to get sucked into that low restricted energy. So surround yourself with people who inspire you, who believe in you, who believe that your big goals and dreams are not only possible, but inevitable. Find those people and surround yourself with that type of energy. And they say that with success. They say, if you want to be successful, go surround yourself in people who are successful. It's a vibe. And I don't just mean successful like wealthy. I mean people who are willing to go out and create their dreams, people who believe that you can be abundant in your online business, or you can heal that thing, or you can move through what you've been through to move on to thrive. I personally am healing something that medically is impossible to heal in my body. I am focusing and focused on generating wealth that my family has not yet generated, that the economy tells me I can't, in an industry that less than 1% of the population, blah, 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 right? Fuck all of that. Because I'm around people that believe in unlimited potential, that believe that we do not have to be limited to what your family has done, what your peers have done, what your friends have done. In fact, there's a whole other world out there of people that believe in radical transformation and stepping into everything you're meant to be. So, especially if you're an empath, especially if you're sensitive, if you have goals that are maybe even bigger than your family, than your friends, you need to get around people who have forward energy, not stuck in stagnant energy, not backward energy, forward energy. So let's just do a very quick recap and I'll send you on your way. Number one is to reflect on what you have already accomplished. Number two is to honor what you've been learning, what life has been schooling you in, what you've learned in the last year so that you can apply it forward. Number three is to set aligned intentions, aligned with what feels next for you, what you're on the precipice of, and what your soul is calling you for. Number four is a daily practice that nourishes you. This will move you forward faster than you can imagine. Number five, a daily practice that moves you toward your goals. So this is goal focused and result focused. Number six, creating momentum with consistent action, having the energy of I show up for myself consistently. This is where momentum comes from, stoking the fire. Number seven is embodying and visualizing and imagining your future self in the second week of January, feeling on fire, feeling in the pocket of momentum, looking back and being so proud of themselves at how far they've come in 3 months, at how different life feels. So visualizing and embodying that future self in the second week of January and really using that to close the gap. Number eight, staying accountable and tracking your progress, finding someone or an app or something that makes you feel like you have that accountability of someone rooting you on, of somebody noticing, and then tracking your progress. Again, calendar app, whatever floats your boat, that will really help to give you that hit of dopamine, that hit of confidence. Like, look at me, look at all the stuff I'm doing. And this also helps when we track our progress that if we miss a couple days, we still see the days we did do. So it really helps to be like, okay, I might have missed 2 days, but that means I got 5 days of moving forward, which is just huge. It's so big for the energy. Number nine is focusing on incremental upgrades, remembering not every action has to be big and expensive and something that completely overhauls your life. Actually, incremental upgrades are where we make true change and where we integrate the work we've been learning. So tiny shifts compound over time and even over 3 months. That creates massive momentum. And number 10 is getting supported and surrounding yourself with forward energy, surrounding yourself with people that believe in unrealistic things, believe in big goals, believe in the potential of this life experience and how no matter what you've been through and no matter where you are right now, potential is still unlimited. You are capable of absolutely anything. And if these things resonated with you, I welcome you. I invite you to fill out the application for the Momentum Tribe, because this is exactly what it is about. It becomes, when I work with someone, it becomes literally my full-time job to make sure you're supported, resourced, and moving forward. So these are the 10 powerful ways to make the most of these final months in 2024. If the Momentum Tribe calls you, I would love to see you in there. If you want a forecast with the bonus reading, I'd love to see you there as well. I'd love to do a reading for you. And other than that, this is the time right now, with 3 months left. It's the time to reflect, to set intentions, to nourish yourself, to build momentum, and commit to the incremental upgrades that lead to massive growth. Okay, my love, I hope that this has served you. I'd love to see you, as I said, in the readings, in the Momentum Tribe, and I'll love to see you also in the next episode. So have a great day, and I'll see you soon. Thank you for listening to the Awakening Her podcast, your go-to for real life manifestation. If you enjoyed the show, please leave a review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you're listening from. Reviews really help the show. You can also find me after the show on Instagram at Talia Joy Manifestation. And listen, love, I know that you are ready to stop spinning your wheels and hustling and doing a bunch of stuff, and you're ready to make the money you want to make, to feel the way you want to feel. And if this is the case for you, then you are absolutely in the right place. I'm so excited. And if you're ready to jump into the implementation, you can check out On the Path. The link is below. Remember, all manifestation starts on the inside. I'll see you in the next episode.